Hi everyone, this is Mortal Enemy, and I am John Malin, and today we are going to talk about not this book. Cable 154 is out right now. This cover is by me. Well, the whole issue is by me. If you look, check it out, go ahead. I'm using this book here for a comparison, so you can see the book that we are talking about today, which is The Red Star. The Battle of Cardathra's Gate. I'm going to show you guys some of this information on the back here, because I would recommend you get this exact version. So you have the ISBN right there. Alright, so this book is a little oversized, and it is a beautiful book. It came out around 1999, 2000 through Image. What's really great about it, we'll get into it. Oh my gosh, it's signed, look at that. Is they use this book, almost the entire thing is double page spreads. So, get a load of that. They run their logo right across the double page spreads. It's a little bit of a tangent right there, but it's cool. So these guys also do 3D modeling. This is probably one of the first comics to implement this in a very successful way. All these are likely models. This overhead train system is definitely a 3D model. And what they did was, to my knowledge, is they did a lot of separate elements, and then the colorists went in and combined everything. So let me just flip back for a second. Let's look at the creative team here so everyone gets their proper credit. And the one of note is this guy, Snakebite. Yep, composites colorist. So over on this page, we see Jim Valentino, Brent Braun. For those that don't know, I actually worked at Image Central for, I think, about 2 years. Jim was the publisher, the overall boss, and Brent Braun was my direct boss. So I was a production assistant for him. So, anyways, let's get into this book. What I really want to show this is I want people that are into art to understand how visually dynamic going large can be. We don't see it very much in comics these days. We have a few people willing to do it, but not at all to this extent. When I see The Red Star, I see this as almost a book that your mother or father would have read to you as a kid, but it's for adults. So everything is larger, which makes you almost feel like the book is larger, much like when you were a kid. It's almost told like a fairy tale. At least to me, it comes across that way. So here we got the 3D modeling. You can see the train system up there. And we have this girl. And I think a lot of the hand-drawn, which is mainly the figures, I think a lot of this was actually done on like a scrap paper. So the colorist, I believe, took these small drawings, blew them up. And as we look at some of these pages, you'll see this isn't too bad. But you'll see more and more of the pencil grain, the little smudges in the artwork as we look at this. I apologize if this is a little too close for you guys because I'm holding a giant tablet. This is actually my third attempt to do this. This one review. So, like if we look here, you'll see that this is all 3D modeled. And then they just drew, the artist drew the figures in. And this is one of the closest pages that you'll find in this book where it's kind of paneled, and then we really open up to stuff like this. Look at that. I'm gonna hold my big clunky tablet back here. I hope you guys can see that clearly. These figures are very much a almost a Portasio style. If you look at them. And these big ships in the background are the 3D models. So again, different layers. And the colors goes, like these guys are really sharp. And the ships here have a little bit of a, I don't know if I'd call it a color hold or just they blurred it out. Put a little bit of a haze onto the overall image. So, very nice. Let me pull back here so we can see how they continue. Look at this. Big, giant eyeballs looking right at you. Huge. The plot is it's a war story for the Red Star. And what they do is they kind of weaponize these people, and I think they're kind of like sorcerers or sorceress, witches, whatever. They have special abilities. Maybe it's psionic, but they use the power of these people to weaponize them, the giant ships that they use, and those are called sky furnaces. So, look at this. We're still on double page spread territory here, people. 4 giant vertical panels. And if you look here, we have the far away, the medium, the close-up. Really nice lettering hitting here. And then, boom, this is where they're firing her. And you see that? And then you see what's happening. It's blasting this other smaller ship apart. Look at this. 3 panels, double page spread. It makes everything feel large and epic. So you could do this with a Superman comic, but you're almost never going to see it. This takes courage, people. And faith in your colorist to really, in this case, because he's such an important part to this process of compositing all this together. So here you can see this is very old school kind of 3D modeling. Same here. And I believe when the Red Star came out, the sales, I think in the foreword of this book, they said, Bendis does it. And they mentioned that the Red Star was selling superhero numbers, meaning, I'm just going off the top of my head, but an independent book, it's doing well at 10,000 copies. Like it's doing a little better than breaking even. Back in 1999, I think it would be fair to say that if you were going to compare this to doing superhero numbers, it was probably in the 30 to 50,000 range. So this book did very well for Image at the time. And these are the sky furnaces, and this is what they actually do. They shoot down this boiler and just incinerate whatever army is below it. Very beautiful stuff. These are sorcerers. They are about to cast a magic spell. But again, look at the art on this, guys. Back to double page spreads. Full effect. I mean, almost every time you turn the page on here, it's epic. I mean, it feels epic. This is the cover for the next issue. And we're not going to go too much further in here because I really want you guys to sit down, read this, and enjoy this book. Hopefully you can pick this up. You can see the pencil grain and all that. So this was actually probably drawn very small. Normal comics are drawn on 11 by 17. I wouldn't be surprised if they were drawing this on whatever 8 by 10 or even smaller, just scrap paper. And then with a very talented colorist coming in and cleaning it up and making everything work. Look at that. These are our storytellers. Boom. Boom. Red Star. Look at the color on that. The very nice illustrations of these forward figures. I mean, do this with the X-Men. Do this with, have courage to do it with whomever. I mean, just these big, massive graphics. I mean, it's ginormous. Then we follow it right into another double page spread. Look at this. Guess what? There was a battle going on. That's what they're telling you. That's it. But this drawing and the coloring, it just burns into your eyeballs. See how the colors sharpened this sword, blurred this out, creating a sense of depth. Then we're clear over here. Just huge. Every time you turn the page, it feels so huge. Double page spread, 3 widescreen panels of this guy throwing a levitating spear. Now, it looks a little awkward. Let me unfurl that. Imagine this being an Aquaman story. Done this huge. That would be an Aquaman story that I would be wanting to read. Or even Namor or Namor, the Submariner. Look at these ships. These ships are the freaking stars of this book too. So, I mean, every time you see them, they are dynamic in their hugeness. So, look at that. Jeez. And this is one of my favorite scenes in this book here. The sky furnaces are dropping out these pods, and these pods carry people, machinery in them so they can move their ground attack. Again, I think these are all, even the pods are 3D modeled. And I'm going to try to hold this really still because I want you guys to really see how awesome that colorist did on bringing all this together. I mean, everybody did a fantastic job on this. Everybody. And to my knowledge, they worked very closely as a team to bring the whole thing together. But so much of the weight would have to have been on the colorist to make this work, since he was compositing everything together. Damn. We see from inside the sky furnace here that red light, and then as they go out, you see the natural light on the outside environment, and then as it goes down and away, the actual molecules of water in the atmosphere, as you look away, fade things out. So this is like a natural fading out of the elements to help create a sense of depth. So the line work is disappearing, the detail is disappearing. This is how you do it, guys. Inside one of the pods, and then look at this page. The pods are dropping. And then, boosh. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just the impact. Put in a couple of the pods so people can see it. Storytelling purposes. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then here the pods are opening and the tanks are rolling out. See the little person on the big tank? They had a rule when they did this, and the rule was essentially double everything. So the tanks are twice the size. Somewhere they use binoculars and they're twice the size. And I think that plays into when you're a kid and everything is just so huge. So for me, I think they really do well at pulling out that kind of psychological trick to where as you're reading this, I mean, you're almost like a kid reading this thing. It's a fairy tale. Look at this. beautiful sky here. Gonna hold the camera real still. Another explosion in the background. And then all this. Beautiful. More double page spread. Another trade that does a really good job of going large is Batman Hush, and I'm going to be covering that very soon. It's a really good lesson in how big you can go with things, and we don't have to have 5-6 panels on every page. We need to have courage to go large and to draw these very nice, pretty pictures for fans to ideally rip them out and hang them on their wall. But because we're such collectors now, it would be rare. Now, I don't want every book to be huge and large and massive in scale like this, but I would love to see American superhero comics do something like this in its sheer hugeness. So 3 panels across double page spreads. Look at that. Is that not a layout of a fairy tale? I mean, you have your text up here, your really nice picture over here, like, I don't know, Frozen, you know, all these blues and whites. And then look at these very awesome coloring effects they put on these figures. Not messing around. And then if we look at this drawing, we can see a lot of the pencil grain. Here and here and here. I'm gonna hold it really still. There are so many reasons why this book should not work. And that's from everything from the crude 3D modeling that they had for comics, at least back in 2000, right down to drawing on small paper and blowing these images up. I mean, they're just breaking the rules here. And it's such great rock and roll for me to see people do this. And who's doing the double page spreads all the time? Who's doing that? Even now, these guys were just on another level. I'm going to leave you on this page right here. This is another cover. And there's more of this stuff, guys. I mean, double page spreads with just really beautiful artwork. I encourage you all to go out and check this out. Look, we're halfway through. There's plenty more of this. Plenty more. And this is a book you really need. You have to have this book. Just so you know how large comics can be. It's a different format than what we normally get. I believe that is a 3D modeled hand. If not, that's a very well drawn hand. And it could be. I think they actually touch on this in the back of the book. I haven't gone through the back matter in a long while, so. But there it is, guys. This is the Red Star. I believe it's 4-issue collection, so probably 22 pages, 2, 4, 6, 8, 88, something like that. So, you know, check it out, guys. Beautiful book. If you'd like to see more reviews like this, please subscribe to my channel. There's a bell icon up on the top right of your screen. Please hit that and you'll get notifications. And if you would like, subscribe to my Patreon. All I ask is $1. That $1 goes to making more videos and more content through my channel, Mortal Enemy, and it would be appreciated. So thank you guys very much and have a great one. All right, bye.